See, fellas, that disrespect thing, that's something that you have to check early, fellas. You can't wait years and years and years and years and years down the line, then decide to do something about it. Because by that time, you've established that you're a brother who's worthy of being disrespected. You understand that? You have to check disrespect early on. And when I mean early, you have to check her if something remotely disrespectful comes out of her mouth. Now, this is some deep game, fellas. Women generally like to test guys. Women like to kind of push buttons and see how far they can go with a guy. Women want to know their boundaries with certain guys, and women have boundaries with certain guys. A woman will talk one way to one guy and talk totally different to the next dude. Trust me, I've seen it happen. I've been with females and they're like nice and sweet and cordial when they talk to me. Then they get on the phone with some other cat and just start talking to him all greasy. So in a lot of cases, it's not even the female, it's you. It's you and what you allow, homie. You have to check disrespect early on. If a woman raises her voice at you a little bit too high, you got to acknowledge that. You got to say something about that. You got to be like, hold on. Slow your roll. If a woman snaps at you for any little minute reason, if a woman gets short with you or curt with you or sassy with you, you have to check that at the door. Because a lot of women think like if they take an inch, the next time they're going to take a mile, player. Women are very big on testing guys. Women like testing guys. And women have a natural rebellion in them. But it's all about the way you handle that rebellion. It's all about the way you handle that test. And unfortunately, a lot of guys fail that test because they just kind of let stuff slide. Now, there's a difference between checking a woman about being disrespectful and being nitpicky. Now, you don't want to be a nitpicky type of guy. You know, every little thing a woman says, you bitching about it. Now, you don't want to do that, but if anything seems remotely disrespectful, you have to acknowledge that so she won't even try to go into a deep, disrespectful realm with you. You feel what I'm saying? Women love testing guys. They need to know their boundaries with guys. Women have always tested men and rebelled against male authority. That's the story of Adam and Eve. The first relationship in the Bible is about female rebellion and man's failure to check that. See, players, not checking disrespect is almost a sin. Now let's go back to the story of Adam and Eve. Yeah, I'm about to have me a little TD Jakes moment. But let's go back to the story of Adam and Eve in the Bible. The story of Adam and Eve is about woman disobeying man and the punishment that came after that. Now, in the story of Adam and Eve, Eve wasn't punished by God. It was Adam who was punished by God because Adam didn't check his woman. And that's where the sin came in because Adam didn't man up. Adam should have did some gorilla pimping. See, God told Adam, Adam, don't mess with that tree over there. And tell your lady, don't mess with that tree. Adam went and told his lady, baby, don't mess with that tree. You can't mess with it.
Fly diggy.
And what did Adam tell her? He said, don't mess with it. And what did Eve do? She went and messed with the tree anyway. Now, instead of Adam checking Eve, Eve convinced Adam to mess with the tree. He became a simp. He was disrespected, and he allowed himself to be disrespected, and they were punished by God. And I'm paraphrasing, but that's basically the story of Adam and Eve. And that was the first sin, not checking your woman. So fellas, you cannot allow any form of disrespect, because a lot of women will see that as a sign of weakness. Weakness is not good. And you don't want to go overboard with it. When you're dealing with a woman, you don't want your inner Ike to come out. You don't want to start hitting the woman in the head with a guitar. You don't want to let it get to that point. But you want to let her know that you're not a dude to be disrespected. Now, you do have certain women out there who just like disrespecting cats. That's their MO. You have these little sassy hood rat broads who are raised by single mothers, and all they seen all their lives were their mothers talking crazy to men in their lives. So these women think that that's the natural order of things. That's not how it works, fellas. You gotta check that. And if you get with a woman who's been programmed to be sassy and disrespectful, just charge her to the game. Because you're gonna get a boatload of problems, homie. It's not even worth it. Not even worth it. Charge her to the game. There's certain women who will never know how to deal with a man. They will never know how to respect a man. You don't want to be around women like that. Because these women live a catch-22 type of life. On one end, they look for men that they can dominate. But when they find out that they can dominate these men, they really lose respect for them. So these women live in a continuous state of dissatisfaction. Player, you don't want to be around that, man. You're larger than that. You have to value yourself more than that. Not Mack is player.
I pack a floor when I'm on tour. If we can make it though, niggas acting
so true Macks never allow any type of disrespect to women at all. That's not how we go out.
Nationality, reality, niggas.
And we got other questions going on the message board and on my MySpace page. By the way, if you got any questions for me, you can shoot me an email at TariqN77@AOL.com.
My nigga Doc, empty out the whole box.
Or you can go to Kingflex.org.
I'll get yours. Talking about your
or you can go to MacLessons.com.
Money from fat hoes.
And you can go to MySpace.com/Tariq_Nasheed. And that's where I get most of the people posting questions that I'm using here on the show. Now I got another email from my brother. This is kind of funny. He was like, Tariq, I'm 21 years old and my girl is 18. We've been dating all through high school, and she went off to college. Now that she's off to college, we've been kind of bickering on the phone more because she lives in another state. I find that we get in a lot of arguments. She starts whining about petty stuff. And recently, she just said that she thinks that we should take a break. What do you think is going on in this situation, Tariq? That's funny. Let me tell you guys about dating women that you grew up with. people change. People have different soulmates. Now, when you're 14, 15 years old, the little hood rat that you grew up with, that's your soulmate at the time. But people grow. People's minds expand. And truth be told, people change about every 5 years. Every 5 years, people subconsciously reinvent themselves. So people grow, people change. That's life. Smart people do that. If you don't change, you're just like a dumbass hanging out in the same hood you grew up with. You ain't never done nothing. You've been doing the same stuff for 15, 20 years. You don't really count. But generally, people in society, they change every 5 years. They change their vibe. They change their stilo. They might change careers. They just change a lot of stuff about themselves. So a woman going off to college is a major thing. When a woman goes off to college, it's like she's being reinvented. She's becoming a new person. See, a lot of women who you grew up with, your little hood rat homegirls, see, they don't know anything. They haven't been anywhere. So they are products of their environment. They just do hood stuff. Sit around the crib, smoke weed, whatever. They just hang out at the mall with their little high school buddies, whatever. But when a woman goes off to college, it's a whole different ballpark. This woman is being exposed to new things. Now she's not under the advisory of a parent. She feels like she's an adult. She feels legal now. Now she's going to go out here and go buck wild. When women go to college, they become very sexually liberated. They start getting their drink on. They go through the attention whore stage, and that lasts for about 3 to 4 years. And there's nothing you can do about that. Women have to go through that attention whore stage, and that's usually between the ages of 18 and 22. And men go through the player stage, but we're going to talk about that on another show. So like I said, when women go to college, man, their whole vibe changes. When women go to college, that's when they start having their first lesbian and bisexual experiences. You know, recently I did a show with MTV. We did a spring break show, and I was down there in Panama City Beach, Florida. And almost every female I met, all these little 18, 19-year-old broads, every single one of them had boyfriends back home. And these women were down to do any and everything. And they were doing it. Every freaky act imaginable, these women were doing it. And every single one of them had boyfriends at home. Every single one of them. These women change, fellas. When you're dealing with a woman and she goes off to college, a lot of times, guys, you just have to charge that to the game. Unless you're growing too, unless you're doing your thing. And you're growing. And you're becoming more thorough. And you guys are just continually on the same page. Because truth be told, if you're going to college, players, fellas, you're going to be exposed to new females. You're going to be exposed to new game. You're going to be exposed to new activities. And you're not going to look at the little high school sweetheart the same. You're going to be like, damn, I can do better than this. Now, I know that sounds cold-blooded, but that's how people think. And you know what they say, you get it how you live. If you can get better, most people will get better. People get what they can. And if you go off to college and you can start getting dimes, you're going to start getting those dimes. And if that female of yours, if she can go to college and start getting some ballers, guess what?
What it is.
Her ass is going to get a baller. If she can.
Sex with you.
That's how the game works.
Exactly.
All you need to do, man, is just worry about you, keeping your mouthpiece on deck, keeping your game tight, keeping your goals focused, and everything is going to be all right. But don't sit around belly aching about your little high school sweetheart going off to college, doing her thing. And don't be one of them insecure brothers, man. Y'all get with a female and she gets her degree and you start jumping on her. I just heard a story about this dude jumped on his woman because he was jealous because she got a college degree and he thought she was going to leave him. That's sucker nigga shit. You know what I'm saying? Not Mack-ish at all. Now don't forget, Kingflex818, that's the email address. I'm just throwing that out there for people who just tuning in. Kingflex818, that's the email address if you want to send some questions. And MackLessons.com, you can check that out too, and you can get the Mack Lessons DVD. I want to thank everybody who was in the Mack Lessons DVD too. We had a real good time doing that. Just give a shout out to everybody who was doing that. And also check out the MySpace page, myspace.com/Tariq_Nasheed. Doing big things. And people keep asking me, when am I doing the next lecture? I'm going to get back on the road later on this fall when school season starts. I'm going to really focus back on doing my lectures. The last thing I did was at the Learning Annex out here in Los Angeles and Yale back in February. So I haven't forgotten about you cats out there. I'm coming to your city. We're gonna get it on out there and start breaking this game down. I want everybody to come out and peep me out live. And I got one more email that I'm going to read for today. I got an email from a dude, and this is kind of an extension of the respect email. But I got an email from a guy saying he's dating this girl. She's disrespectful to him, and she's like not that attractive. What can I do? That's the email. He's dating a woman who's not that attractive and she's disrespectful to him. What should he do? Come on now. Now, fellas, some of these emails, you got to use common sense. I'm here to help you, but I mean, sometimes you got to use common sense. And it's not that smart to date an unattractive woman who's disrespectful. That kills me. Why accept disrespect from a female who's not even a dime? See, a lot of you guys, man, you have these average and less than average females walking around with a lot of attitude. A lot of guys think that attractive women are hard to date. They think that attractive women are going to have really nasty attitudes. But it's not the attractive women who have those attitudes, man. It's not the attractive women with the attitude. It's them average broads and them booger wolf looking broads with the messed up attitudes. Most attractive women are very cool. You ever look at shows like Judge Hatchett and Judge Mathis and Judge Joe Brown and Maury Povich? It's always some tea biscuit looking broad up on the stand talking greasy, and some dude is sitting up there brown nosing her. I was looking at like divorce court the other day, and there was this dude, a decent looking dude, and he had this woman, her teeth were all messed up, busted weave, just a hot mess. She was having affairs with damn near everybody in town, and he's like whining over this woman. Fellas, you killing me with this. I mean, this woman was toe back, buck teeth. The bitch teeth look like baby shoes. And this cat is whining over this broad. There's a lot of dudes out there that's whining and belly aching over non-dimes. Fellas, y'all gotta cut that out, man. Y'all gotta upgrade your game. Some of you guys, man, y'all scaring me. Some of you cats are acting real remedial out there.
My name's Forrest Gump. People call me Forrest Gump.
Some of you guys are acting remedial. Brown nosing.
Will you marry me? My name's Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump. But like I said, man, a lot of you cats, man, y'all gotta stop brown nosing these lackluster, less than dime females. It's not worth it, man. The same energy you're using into messing with these lackluster women who are disrespecting you, mind you, you can utilize that same energy for getting dimes. Stop pumping up the egos of these less than average women. Step your game up, fellas. Especially black men. Because a lot of black men have thrown in the towel with their standards. Oh yeah, I'm talking to you, brothers. And what's funny about these low standard having brothers, these are the guys who like to talk greasy about the game. About the Mackin game. You know, I always hear little rumblings. I might hear little things on message boards. Some brother talking about he don't need no game. He don't need to read a book about having game. And then you see what that brother is dating, and he needs to read every book he can get. I got an email like that one time. I got an email from a guy on MySpace. He was like, "Hey Tariq, I saw you on MTV. I saw you on Conan. I like your stuff. A lot of my friends have bought your book. I really don't need it, you know, because I got my lady, and you know, I got me a dime. But you know, congratulations to all your success." And I'm like, okay, it was kind of a backhanded compliment. So I checked out this brother's page, and I saw his woman. He's all over his page, hugged up with his woman. And that bitch looks like a Tasmanian tree biter. And this fool think he has a dime. He doesn't know how much of a hot mess his woman is. He doesn't know that he needs to read every book that I've ever written. In love. You posted your pictures up on MySpace with your little wet donkey looking woman. And you want to talk greasy about the game. Fellas, you got to step it up. If you step it up, the women will step it up. You can't follow the women. See, the thing is, we got so many dudes out here following women because men don't want to jeopardize their chances of getting sex. They'll go for the okie doke. They go for the nonsense. You cannot follow these women, man. You got to be a leader. You got to stand up, keep your head up, and keep your leadership skills intact. You understand me, fellas? You can't go for the okie doke. You can't go for the disrespect, and you can't lower your standards, because when you're out here dating these booger wolves and you're lowering your standards, you're saying to yourself, I'm not worthy of a dime. This is what I'm worthy of. You can't lay up with these raggedy broads and then look in the mirror and have a good self-image of you. You can't have a good self-image of yourself and you're dating a baby monkey. So step your game up, fellas. That's all I ask. I want to see you with dimes. I'm tired of dating all the dimes. I need you guys to help me out a little bit. Anyway, this is the end of Mack Lessons Radio. It's been real. It's been fun. And again, I'm your host, Tariq Kingflex818. For all you players out there who didn't know, which you should. Go check out my books. I didn't plug my books last time. Go to Amazon.com. Check out The Art of Mackin'. Check out the book for women called Player Be Played. And fellas, you can get that book. A lot of fellas think that, it's just for women. Yes, the book is geared towards women, but fellas, you can read Player Be Played. There's some damn good game in that book for men. I suggest all the men out there pick up Player Be Played. That's the assignment for everybody. Every man pick up Player Be Played today. Go to Amazon.com, go to Barnes & Noble, pick up that book. And you can't forget the Mack Within. Go get the Mack Within and go to MackLessons.com and get the Mack Lessons DVD. And we're going to keep it gangster like that. Anyway, everybody, I love you. I'm about to be out. Talk to you tomorrow. Keep it P-I-T-U-D-I, baby. Holla.